Born the daughter of Lord Hoster Tully and Lady Minissa Went, Catelyn Tully grew up in her family's home of Riverrun until she was betrothed to Brandon Stark, heir to Winterfell, in order to strengthen the bond of friendship between the Riverlands and the North. However, Brandon Stark died before they could be married, and so Catelyn was matched with his younger brother Eddard, who inherited the lordship of Winterfell after the death of his father and brother. Catelyn then went to live in Winterfell, where she raised Robb, Sansa, Arya, Bran, and Rickon Stark, with Eddard's bastard son, Jon Snow, being raised alongside their legitimate children. Although Catelyn was a kind and loving mother, she was cold and hateful towards Jon Snow, who was a constant reminder of her husband's infidelity. After the death of King Robert Baratheon and the arrest and execution of Eddard Stark, Westeros erupted into the War of the Five Kings, with Catelyn joining the army of her son, Robb, acting as an advisor to the newly proclaimed King in the North. Although Catelyn was a wise woman, offering her son sound military and political advice, many of her ideas were rejected, and after an impulsive decision by her son to marry a girl named Jane Westerling, rather than go through with the promised betrothal to House Frey, the Stark family was betrayed at what came to be known as the Red Wedding, with House Frey and Bolton making a secret deal with the Lannisters, killing Robb Stark and most of his followers. Catelyn, desperate to save her firstborn son, took Aegon Frey, the court fool, also called Jingle Bells, as a hostage, in an attempt to bargain for Robb's life. But old Walder Frey would not be swayed, allowing Roose Bolton to kill the King in the North. Catelyn, horrified by witnessing the death of her son, killed her hostage, only to die a moment later when Sir Raymond Frey slit her throat. In mockery of House Tully funeral traditions, the body of Catelyn Stark was dumped naked into the Green Fork River, where she drifted downstream until finally being pulled ashore by the direwolf Nymeria, who was being warged at the time by young Arya Stark during her captivity under Sandor Clegane. However, the direwolf and her pack ran off at the approach of humans, which allowed the Brotherhood without banners to find the body. Sir Beric Dondarrion, leader of the outlaws, recognized Lady Catelyn and chose to give up his own life for hers, performing a version of the last kiss ritual from the faith of R'hllor and passing the flame of life onto her. And while the ritual successfully revived her, she was a changed woman. Physically, her skin had turned the color of curdled milk from her time in the river, and her hair was now thin and white. She also still bore the scars on her face and neck received during the Red Wedding, forcing her to hold her throat closed in order to speak, even then only able to produce a garbled whisper. But more than that, she had become a creature consumed only by vengeance, becoming cruel and cold, haunted by the memories of her dead son and all she had lost. She therefore was determined to kill anyone suspected of working with House Lannister, Bolton, or Frey, regardless of whether they were directly involved with the Red Wedding. Witnessing the miraculous resurrection of the former Lady of Winterfell, many in the Brotherhood chose to follow her and became her agents of retribution across the Riverlands. Others, however, became dismayed and abandoned the Brotherhood, disappointed that the group once formed to protect the Smallfolk was now a killing machine seeking revenge for a fallen house. Nevertheless, Lady Stoneheart, as she was known, became a merciless specter that haunted the Riverlands, with many whispering about a cloaked and hooded woman roaming the countryside. Unfortunately for Brienne of Tarth and her companions, they were captured while journeying through those territories in search of Sansa Stark in order to fulfill Brienne's oath to Jaime Lannister. But when Lady Stoneheart discovered her former friend and sworn shield, she found Brienne with the Lannister sword Oathkeeper and judged her to be an enemy collaborator. Brienne tried to explain that Jaime Lannister gave her the sword and that he was a changed man who sent her to find Sansa Stark, but Lady Stoneheart was not swayed, instead ordering that Brienne find and kill Jaime Lannister, or else hang alongside her men Podrick Payne and Sir Hyle Hunt. Presented with the sword or the noose, she refused to choose, and so the Brotherhood prepared to hang them. Yet upon seeing her faithful companion Podrick Payne about to die, she shouted out a final word and survived. Brienne is next seen approaching Jaime Lannister in the Lannister camp at Pennytree, convincing him that the Hound Sandor Clegane was holding Sansa Stark and threatening to kill her unless Jaime and Brienne came to him alone. Seeing an opportunity to fulfill his oath, Jaime joined Brienne, journeying into the forest. Although the word Brienne yelled out in her dying moments has not yet been revealed, many have theorized that she said the word sword, indicating that she had chosen to kill Jaime Lannister in order to save herself and her companions. This would indicate that the story she told Jaime was a lie, in order to lure him into a trap for Lady Stoneheart. A special thanks to all those who have contributed to Civilization X. You make these videos possible, and I am eternally grateful for your support. If you would like to help Civilization X and want a say in the future content of this channel, click on the Patreon link in the description box below and pledge any amount you'd like on a monthly basis. Or if you would prefer to make a single donation, you can use the PayPal link, also in the description below. And please be sure to like and subscribe and click on the links to see more.